track 2 off the new album, Love Is Enough. We're talking about Note to Self. It's my personal favorite off the album, and it's about something that we all do, which is overthinking and getting in our own heads and hyping things up, making things bigger in our heads than they actually are. In reality, it's part of the human condition, and I've struggled with it plenty in my life, and I still struggle with it, and I have to keep myself in check, and sometimes just be like, hey, you're completely overthinking it, you need to relax a little bit, you know, let time and let things work themselves out, and that takes practice. I grew up with a lot of OCD tendencies, and from the tragic loss of my dad, I struggle with a lot of anxiety, a lot of PTSD. And the song is also about that, you know, struggling with anxiety and any kind of mental condition that can be limiting. And it's been really cool to see people react to the song and find comfort in it. And to me, that's what a good song is all about, you know, finding a unifying message for the masses. So the song was born off of the lyric, I think too much, and that was in my head around 2017, and I didn't know what to do with it. Initially, it was going to be kind of like a power pop punk song, something like that. That wasn't really it didn't have a ton of roots. It wasn't sad enough for me. So once I landed on this riff, I think somebody taught me this. I really liked the way that sounded, so I kept going, walked it down to F, D, back to C, and then F, G, C. That's it. And I knew once I had that was a concise enough riff and felt like a really good hook. The lyrics fit perfectly over it, and I just kind of went onward with that. For the chorus, I've always been a fan of songs that have a unifying message and that are easy to sing. You know, you can get people together and they're not gonna wonder, you know, like where the downbeat is, or they're not gonna be thrown off by timing or any kind of phrasing or anything like that. And I also liked its kind of floating nature, and I thought that fit really well with the melancholy message of the song. And I was honestly in a very low spot in my life when I wrote the song. I was very sad. I was very lonely. I wanted a partner. I wanted somebody that understood me and that I could talk to the most intimate things about and share my insecurities with, and you know, just have somebody that I could really lean on. And I didn't. I wanted that so badly, and I remember that. In my mind, that's just what I was going through. So you feel a little bit of that in the song, I'd say.
Like I was 17, and I didn't know what life would bring or how it would break my heart. So shout it out loud if you're lonesome, and if the miles under your feet don't have their day.
So I didn't feel comfortable recording this song until it was Halloween weekend of 2021. I did a show with Logan, Fritz, who plays guitar, bass, and sings on the album. He and I did a Nirvana tribute, like MTV Unplugged tribute at Wolf Hills Brewing, and we started the night off with an original set just to get things going and let some people come in the door. And this was one, I'm pretty sure I just told him what key it was in, and I threw Note to Self at him, and he came up with that melody that you hear, that guitar melody, that is pretty uniform to the song. He came up with that on the spot, and I just remember telling him, oh, go again, play again. You know, he just kind of instinctually knew what to do. And once we were done, I remember looking over to him and going, oh man, I can't record that now without you. And I don't know how to play it. Fun fact, I don't know how to play exactly what he played on the album. And I think that's kind of cool because whenever I play my rendition, it's different than what you hear on the album, but it's still got the roots there. So once that happened, I knew the song was finally ready. It had a signature guitar hook that you hear out of the gate that you can kind of sing. You know, I'm a big fan of melodies that anyone can sing or hum. I think that's very crucial in songwriting. And we went and recorded the album at Classic Recording Studio in Bristol, Virginia. We did one rehearsal in an old restaurant in Damascus, Virginia. Neal, Logan, and I. And we made it count. We went in there, we didn't overthink it. I'm particularly in love with how Logan contributed the harmonies on this song, and I was very meticulous with the guitar section on this song. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but I went back like 3 months after we recorded the initial tracking, and I redid the guitar track that you hear using my Stratocaster. And I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted every note to be heard clearly, and I think that the Stratocaster and the Telecaster tone that Logan and I use, they are very conversational throughout the song. And then we have the acoustic kick in on the chorus, and we used mallets in the studio for the drums, and we had Neal do a big wash with the mallet, so you get that whoosh, almost like an ocean wave kind of theatrical sound. And it's exactly what that section needed to take you even higher. And one of my favorite parts about the song is a little drum fill that you hear right in between the first chorus and the second verse. Very Ringo. I remember whenever Neal did that in the studio, we were like, that's it, that'll work. But yeah, we added a little bit of keyboard in there, but it's mainly what you're hearing is guitar, bass, drums, vocals, and we didn't overcomplicate it too much, like a lot of the album, and I'm very proud of it.
I'm sweet Virginia from Yonkers, New York. Never been no deadhead, it's a trip I never took. But every Sunday morning, Dad played the dub.
Alright, thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of Behind the Song. Note to Self is quickly becoming a fan favorite, and it's getting the most radio airplay out of any song off the album. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you for spreading the message. Stay tuned, we'll be coming at you with episode 3 of Behind the Song. We'll be talking about too many jam bands. My name's Andrew Scotchie. Have a great day.
Too many noodles in my soup. I've seen Derek and Billy too. Them boys can play, but I want something new. Now there's too many jam bands, too many jam bands, too many jam bands. I want rock and roll. Too many jam bands.